How's it going, everyone? Happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing well out there in the place they call Hexaco. Getting closer to the conference. Just made a tweet recently, just a few minutes ago or so. 5.5 days left. Literally 5.5 days left. I mean, basically 6. Time to time zone, but time to time. But boy, getting close. About 40. We got to have 40. I haven't did an exact count. I'll do it closer to the time when we get finalized. Hopefully the schedule will be finalized. Probably this weekend. I'll probably release the final schedule and everything done, and we'll kick off Monday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on 5/5/25. Should be a lot of fun. So that'll be great. Conference, and also did a poll. I kind of want to bring up the results of the poll here. I'll get to chat in just a minute, but I want to bring up the result of the poll. Again, if you want to submit for the conference, there's the form on here to do it. I really don't have much space left on the other panels, and it's like, what did I count? There's got to be like 15 or so different sessions per day, including panels and lightning talks and all that. Got to be 30 plus talks / panels. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited for it. But yeah, the legal panel still only has Nuclear Herbs and Zenith, which I'm okay with. It only has those two people. It'll be a great legal panel. I'm sure we'll get some good Q&A on that too. But if you want to join, there is legal panel. No guarantees on the other ones. AI panel is getting pretty full. I kind of look at some of the panels and I'm like, I know, especially if I'm on it too, I kind of know some of the topics we're going to cover. I don't want to have too many people on each one. Some of them already got like a lot of people, especially on the PulseChain community panels. But also, I'll still looking for someone to do a pump.tires in 15 minutes or less. Haven't had any confirmations on that yet, but I've got a PulseChain. I don't have a Hex one, but I got a lot of other Hex content. But PulseChain one, PulseX. I have an ink token one, and pump.tires. Pretty popular piece of the ecosystem, official, unofficial, whatever. So I'd like to have a piece on that to make some content around too. So know anyone who wants to give a 15-minute lightning talk on pump.tires, please ask them to apply. See where we go from there. But yeah, going around 40 or 50 speakers. We could have quite a few speakers. We'll see attendees. Hopefully we'll get in the hundreds, perhaps even thousands. We'll see with YouTube and Twitter combined as far as views, or at least what StreamYard tells me. Again, how accurate it is, hard to say. But yeah, so many people, every time I mention Fit 2055, everyone's like, oh, it's going to happen then. Not necessarily. It could happen then, but also, again, there's a conference coming up. I've seen some people going to it called Token 2049. It is happening in 2025, as far as I understand. So futuristic themes, not to be underestimated. All right. Let me get to chat before we get into some other topics, though. Red Squirrel, number 1. How's it going, man? Welcome. Justo Flores. Wait, welcome. How's it going? Tam. How's it going, Tam? If you want to speak at the conference, let me know. I don't know if you do a lot of streams or otherwise, or content like that, but definitely would like to see a lot of our great content creators participate, or I imagine you'll be there watching if nothing else. But always great to bring new people up and let them start their streaming journey and all that stuff too. Always good to be able to introduce that to people too. So excited to have a lot of different community members speaking of this one. So, and maybe more to come. I still haven't heard from some people who may or may not apply. So we'll see. We're getting pretty full though, so don't wait too long. Centurion 54X. How's it going, man? How's it going? Condor, Enikis. I'm going to say it's some riff on ecosystem. Enikis. What's up? How's it going? The Chad of muscles, from the hamstring to the biceps to the triceps to the traps, basically up and to the right in the power category. Welcome. Bigfoot still here. I know it's like posting on X these days. I turn comments back on. We'll see how it goes. I turn comments off mostly for a while. I turned it back on recently, and it's just like, I'm asking like, what are some bullish stuff on PulseChain? And half the comments are just like, either like give up, in some theme of at least like give up. There's nothing bullish. What what are we going to look forward to? Or it'll be like some like sarcastic. Some of the jokes are pretty funny. I'll say if it's funny, then it's funny. But some of them it's just like, why would you? It always surprises me. Like, why would you FUD your own bags? Why would you discourage people who are out there putting in time to go pump your bags? It's like literally you see people not even directly FUD their own bags. They don't want other people. I saw a comment the other day about like you shouldn't do a conference. Like stop doing conference. Stop all this stuff. I don't know. Like what does that lead to? Like just let like what is the extended conversation? Just let it die. Like what are you talking about? Like I don't. There's nothing dying or dead or otherwise. Like we are an ecosystem. We are down like many other ecosystems. We have some interesting intricacies and nuance about our ecosystem. We have plenty of things to look forward to. Plenty of winning to be had. I mean, is it really that hard just to believe that we're going to win? Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem that hard to believe to me. There are a lot of things hard to believe. A lot of narratives, a lot of other things going on, but that one is not hard to believe. So, anyways, Tam, I'll be working. Definitely listen. Awesome. Appreciate that. Good to see you. Super pumped for RHMax. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, no one should have any expectations. No one in this ecosystem, me or anyone else, I would say broadly, has any obligation to anyone to do anything. That's what I like about it. Like one of the, Coffee's going to do the keynote on day one. But in my opening, I have like an opening monologue. And I want to talk about how, a lot of people are calling for leadership. A lot of people are calling for, this, that. I think I like the decentralized nature of this. I like the permissionless ability to just go do whatever you want to do. And people decide how valuable it is to them, whether they like it or not, all that stuff. But discouraging building, discouraging innovation, discouraging creation, discouraging, like, again, there's so much red candle syndrome that goes into it. There's so much misaligned incentives. It's just, I don't know. There's so much noise out there. I literally treat, again, that's the pros to like not engaging, like making it one way, like turning comments off to this. I even thought about turning comments off for YouTube. Thankfully, I don't get a lot of terrible comments on YouTube, but I definitely get plenty that I'm like, what would even make you say something like that? Like, what would even, like, how do you even come up with something that's just so, again, I think it's just venting. Like, it doesn't even make a lot of sense. Some of it's just like, there isn't even a question. It's just like, I want to put something out there that doesn't make a lot of sense. So anyways, again, I always appreciate the kind words. I appreciate people when I see people out there who are supporting content creators, becoming content creators, just out there, just, refusing to lose the day to day. It could be a grind. It cannot be a grind. You could choose your own adventure. But to me, like, I found a place. I don't know. Is it just, call it a cult, call it loyalty, call it just like, no, like, I don't care what anyone else thinks. This place is going to win. I got a lot of people who think that as well. And we have everything we need. Everything within our control that we need. I'll say that. Yeah. Could we have a better macro? Could we have biggest marketer come out and start just laying down some amazing streams? Do we have, rotation from capital coming in various directions that can make price go up? Do we have the killer app? Do we have all the killer apps? Are there more killer apps that could be coming as well? But a lot of these things are just, they're, it's kind of like they're within arm's length, but they're also like, sometimes you gotta wait. So I don't know. I think it's fine. Thanks for not starting your token. That one I don't hear very often, but I do appreciate. Again, nothing against anyone. There's plenty of creators, plenty of really smart, intelligent, well-meaning people out there that are creating their own tokens, and some more successful than others, and all that too. But like I said, I have my tokens. I reserve the right to change my mind anytime, but I have no interest in, and starting my own token, especially a meme token, monetizing the brand. Again, this is all stuff that I think it has its time and place. It has its value. Just because I'm not interested in it doesn't mean it doesn't have value. I'm not interested in NFTs. A lot of people, and they've obviously proven, at least in different cycles and all that stuff, that they have value. So again, I don't have to like it in order to. I think it's like the hardest thing for people to do is like believe. What is it like? Kind of like believe two things can be true at the same time. I cannot be interested in something, but also see the value in it. So I don't start like fudding something because I don't like it, or I don't see value, or I don't personally benefit from it, or whatever it is. I just, I either just don't talk about it, or I just don't engage with it, or whatever. And also don't like to be wrong. So I don't make like a lot of bold statements or predictions, or obviously no financial advice and all that stuff. But I don't say things I don't like say things that, I don't know. I see people say things and I'm just like, how could you be so sure that that's true? How could that be 100% true, airtight? And I'm not saying you have to like say everything that is like as a factual basis, and you can't have an opinion, of course. But I've seen people say things and I'm just like, how could you know that's true? Like it seems like such an opinion, but they state it as a fact, and they drive that point home as a fact, and they encourage people to believe it as if it's a fact. There's not a lot of facts out there. I'll tell you that. There's some facts. There's some things that are obviously right and wrong and all that stuff. Even that's like very hard spectrum, and can be more right depending if you believe this or that. But in general, I try not to speak that way because I know of all the possibilities. I know that my preference to bias plays into a lot of things. So I have no interest in asking people to buy something that I made. And in fact, the opposite. I want to, I'm self-funded. I don't do sponsorship, monetization. I wrote a whole blog why I don't do monetization, all this stuff. And I want to, again, do something different, do something like that is valuable and different. And I could see people, support very much against supporting XYZ. And again, if I don't support XYZ, I'm probably just not going to talk about it. I don't need to go out of my way to like, say negative things about it or otherwise. But it's just one of those things where there are downsides to creating your own token. What if it doesn't do well? Now, what if you were talking about Hex and PulseChain, all this stuff a lot, but now you're like, by nature, you're heavily incentivized to talk about your own thing, whether it makes your own bags go up or whether other people have expectations of you now. It just adds work. It becomes this whole thing. It's like, why, I can just not do that. Again, I could totally do it. I could totally change my mind at any point, but like, it doesn't make sense to me for me to do it, because why would I do that? I would rather give stuff away. I've given so much stuff away. I went out of my way to make sure you can't pay me. I've had people, talk about paying me to help them do validator stuff, or for partnership stuff, or just whatever support it is, or XYZ. And why would I want to get further away from having a boss. I want to have less bosses, right? I don't want to have more bosses. I don't want more people telling me, having some kind of power control or tell me what to do and all that stuff too. So I'm trending towards the other spectrum. And I try to stay that way as much as possible. So that's my culture. That's my values. So it just naturally, if you understand that part, and again, you just go to the blog and you can read. If you like to read long form content, go to rhmax.org/blog, click on why don't monetize. Like, I go through this. I go through the pros and cons and mission and what I believe in, all this stuff. So I naturally am, I'm naturally less likely to start my own token or XYZ based on just my current way of operating. So again, nothing against anyone else out there that does it. I'm sure there's plenty of people who find a way to make it valuable and onboard and all that stuff. And some of them that's an aspiration. Some of them is actually good, can come true based, it may come true and may be more true when we get more favorable conditions and all this stuff too. But yeah, that's my stance. Again, can change my mind anytime. I don't owe anyone anything, and I like that. Appreciate you, Ruskino. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Lucky Luke 369. I like that name. Keep up the great work. Will do. Appreciate it. Don't have any expectations that I will, but I could just commonly say, yeah, I plan on that. Rocket Chips. Ju Young, how's it going, man? Good to see you. People hate him because they want to get rich quick. Hex did many X's in a matter of a few weeks to a few months. That is true. I retweeted something recently. You just reminded me of it too. What was it? Somebody was talking about. By the way, I replied to this one. They were like, who belongs on this Mount Rushmore deal? And of course, put RH's face up there. Yeah, this is, before I get to it, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, like a lot of these are just nothing really, it's just like some of them actually good answers, community sack, RH posting, so there's just different community stuff, but it's like, some of this like, nothing bullish, just saying network, like, it's just, what is this one? Nothing 4 years down, nothing is bullish. By the way, I don't get the 4 years down. So PulseChain's only almost 2 years old right now. So it's kind of like, 4 years of waiting at the sack phases started around 4 years ago, but I wouldn't necessarily say 4 years down. I think that's just like, again, red candle way of looking at things. So, and again, it's not like you said, there's not a lot of resolution and stuff. So even saying that is just talking about a very specific value of, for example, core coins. And again, what is down? So down is when number go down on paper, right? There's a lot of different pieces of this. There's liquidity. What have people been farming and making money? Especially when the farms paid out a lot. There's staking. There's LP. There's all these different pieces that it's not, if you held, for example, let's go to this scenario. Let's just say you entered the PulseChain sack, PulseX sack, whichever one, 3 or 4 years ago, and you sacked Hex, you sacked ETH, you sacked DAI, like whatever it was. You participated in it, and you look at your price today, and you're like, oh, wow, what I put in this is below sacrifice price. What is your reaction? I think there's a different reaction between people who have been in for and been active in the community since that happened until now, and it went whatever direction, either frustrated or left the community entirely, or again inverted that and it's like, nope, I'm going to make my bags go up. I'm going to do my part to contribute and be a positive force in the community and all that. And then there's people who literally sack and who just never like, they're like, yeah, I'm just kind of like this crypto thing. Yeah, this Richard's pretty cool. I'm gonna put some money in. He's building something, and they either forget about it or they just don't. They're just kind of like passive in crypto, and they're like, oh, maybe I'll look at it one day and it'll be worth a lot of money. So again, the one that's, if you're sitting there waiting for the price to go up, that sounds like a much more painful experience than the other scenario where you're like, and there's in the middle too, right? There's kind of like this, okay, you're kind of in and out, active and not, but again, the whole sack, everyone's like, oh, sack idea was a bad, sack was a bad idea. No one benefited from it, blah, blah, blah. I think that, for example, being able to stay within the ecosystem, or at least have skin in the game. And again, this doesn't help everyone from funding their bags. There's still plenty of people who would fund their bags regardless of how many coins they have and how far they're staked out and how much incentive there is not to do that, all this stuff too, because of, whichever reason. But if you participate, you're still in, you have things when they're ready. You're not like, again, you choose your own adventure. You can pay attention to stuff as much as you want to, and you can drop it and take a break whenever you want to as well. But everyone has all these different experiences. They don't have to add up to this place sucks, I got scammed, worst performing chain ever, blah, blah, blah. First of all, we got plenty of time. That's the thing. I mean, I'll say, when I say we, I say collectively, as the age of the chain goes, as the founder has proven he's still, sticking around, as of now, Align for Glory, all that stuff. The devs, we have Brett Depp out there tweeting, comment turn back on for them and stuff as well. A lot of positive developments there. So there's this whole like, hey, it isn't. I mean, it's the same thing when people talk about the Sack wallet buying ETH at the I guess the local top or whatever the ETH was there. To me, that means nothing. It really means nothing, because I personally believe Ethereum price will go up. So I don't care when that wallet bought it. The trade's not over. There is no loss. There's this paper loss as far as like it's worth less than it was before. But if the idea was to buy it and wait for the price to go up, what timer says the price is not going to go up? I think it just becomes this anxiety of like, I need this thing to perform. I think literally most things come down to this. Like, I need this thing to perform. Now I'm supposed to just like get in, sell it at 2x and leave. And that's the game that, again, that's just kind of, whether somebody told you that was the case or you believed it, or that's just what you're going for, that doesn't necessarily, that isn't the game, right? So far, right? So, I mean, that's just, again, that's the expectation part. And people say, oh, the expectation, like, oh, that's BS. I don't think it's BS. I literally, like, would I have done whatever, 400, 500, 600 streams going on the third year, coming up on the 3rd-year anniversary of this channel and doing streaming? If I thought everything was over, if I thought that, if I had all those hard expectations the entire time, would I still be out here doing what I'm doing? Would I instead of like leaving the ecosystem or like, taking a step back or whatever, I'm like, I made another conference. Like, we're kicking off a new conference next week. I'm excited about this place. Would I be more excited if the price was up? Are you sure? But like, that's not, I don't need it to be up in April 2025. Like, again, it just comes down to that. Like, I don't have these hard expectations that I need to make money now, or else I'm going to leave, or I'm going to be disappointed, or it's over, or I'm at a loss, or all this stuff. But some people do. And I think a lot of it does come up to what I talked about before, the obligations. If you have people expecting things of you, or to act a certain way, or believe a certain thing, or support a certain thing, or you've had to put money here or there for these things, it's going to be a lot harder than if you avoid those things and you just say, hey, I'm in the ecosystem, I'm going to contribute as I need to. It's not an easy thing to do, but at the same time, trending towards that, having a way to do that, having a way to participate without, tying yourself up in all these like partnerships or sponsorships, or, even projects can like create a lot of that stuff too. There's ways to do it. And, I know people want to come in and create things, and we have a lot of great products in the community. They take hard work. A lot of stuff has to go right. And I hope we keep rewarding those people. And then there's plenty of people who want to play stupid games. Every single thing, the desperation of like every single week, there's some new token that's going to take over the world that somehow, I mean, this is just like my experience, dude, that like somehow infiltrates like either in the chat, or I say infiltrates, so they just come in the chat, or they come on, social media or YouTube, like whatever it is. And it's the greatest token, and somehow it may have something to do with the core coins, and that's why you should support it. And all this stuff, we don't know about the audits. I'll speak for myself. I don't know about the audits. I've never heard this thing. I'm probably not interested. If it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'm still more interested in core coins, more than likely, because they're great and I like them. And that's the ones I want to see to go to the moon. Everything else, I hope it goes to the moon too. But boy, those core coins, that's what I want to see succeed more than anything. So it's complicated. Like, I could talk about all these different directions. I know I've hopped around a few different pieces, but you got it. Okay, you can choose your own adventure. Like I want to choose the one that maximizes my gains as much as I can, plays avoids the stupid games, tries to play the healthy games, and tries to support and build myself and make contributions and promote this place in a positive light. Every time anyone tweets about PulseChain sucking or PulseChain is a scam or comments and like tries to bring down other people and tries to just do all this stuff or just makes up reasons and the conspiracies about this or that and just like it's just making it harder to onboard people. When I see people, when I want people when they come and look at social media and watch this stream, for example, like I want them to see, hey, here's a person I hear showing the great stuff about Hex and PulseChain. Yeah, I can talk about the hard issues too, and I can voice my opinion on this and that, and I can talk about whatever I want in whatever way. But I always try to think, even before I make a tweet or otherwise, like I'm not perfect either, but I try to think a lot of times, hey, is this going to help things? Is this going to make some interesting point that people are going to take away from? Is it funny, informative? Shout out to Dixon Piper. I remember him talking about that before too. Like, a great way to have a good account or follow or gain followers and influence all this stuff too. Be funny or informative or both, for example. I really like that. And also, I was watching the interview. Crypto Banter was on, interviewed by somebody. It's a really good interview. And what do you talk about? It was like influence is attention plus credibility. So I really think it's important, again, to have influence, like have credibility. Like be very careful about what you shill. Be careful about what you go out of your way to promote and support and all that stuff too. Again, it's not about being perfect. It's about, if I see somebody promoting something and I'm like, wow, hopefully I never have to, hopefully that was like a one-time deal or otherwise, there's only so many times you can do that before you're just like, all right, this is just not a reliable source anymore. They've been captured by whatever FOMO coin of the week and all that stuff. And the other side of that, sorry, this gave me a really good riff on this. I feel like I keep going for a minute. The other side of that is, it's like, even though I'm not interested in whatever coin of the week it is, I can see the value in people building these things and they coming out all the time to, again, entertain people who need entertained. Some of the people who wouldn't be entertained, whether it's a stupid game or not, they are interested in that they're interested in that kind of thing and they want that kind of stuff. I don't, for example, like there's plenty of things I don't want to be a part of. I'm not interested in, all that stuff too. But I can see that is, could be, hopefully, if I'm a generous outlook on it, could be more promotion, could be more people, again, staying excited to stay in the ecosystem where they would otherwise left or otherwise. It just gets complicated when, if and when it falls apart or if and when people move on to the next thing. That's what happens if you've been around for a while. You see people go from one thing to another. And it's like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread 1 week. And then a few weeks later, it's a little bit quieter. And I don't know if like people have lost money on it or the community fractures or whatever. And then you go into the next thing. And it's almost like, it's like the human thing of, you can only pay attention to so many things at one time. You can only put your time and energy and, like nobody has an account where they like shill like 10 different things, right? They always have the account where they either stick with one thing or they rotate through new things over time. And again, a lot of that comes back to credibility. A lot of it comes back to, again, hopefully what you're doing is valuable in some way, but I'm not interested in it. And, hopefully that gets people to start their own channels, get their own following. And Richard talked about that before too. It's like, stop shilling stuff in my chat. It's like, go get your own following, go get your own followers. It's not censorship. Like you don't give people that, you don't trust or you don't want to drive your car. You don't give them your keys. Right. So it's like the same thing. It's like, go get your own car, go get your own, keys and go drive, go right. Go do your side hustle, Go promote your coin. Actually, funny on that, I'm going to move on, I swear. Funny enough, like doing those services, whether it's grocery delivery or rideshare or whatever it is, probably a good way to onboard, because you're talking to different people all the time. You could totally put some stickers in the back of your car, like in the back seat of your car, tell people about Hex and all that. You could ask them about crypto. Every person you meet, ask about crypto. Hey, what are you in crypto? Hey, I'm into hex.com. I'm into PulseChain.com, like whatever. And same thing with grocery delivery. Like, yeah, there's probably ways to promote and advertise and stuff through that. So again, if you're looking to help this place, you can. If you're looking to just not, it's plenty of, that's the easy way. It's easy to just like sit back and be like, just be a net negative. That's the easy part. Yeah, do something hard. Hard part is, streaming for years through a bear market. How about that? We're going to talk about hard stuff. Or at least it appears hard on the outside, I imagine. Because, if you believe in what you're doing, it becomes a lot easier, right? It's less work and more play. People just need patience while we gain adoption. Boom. Hit it right there, man. Good point. Hex to $1. I'd like to see $1. I'd like to see $1.50. I'd like to see $5 X. Crypto Toad 83. How's it going, man? How's it going? I was scrolling. I forgot what I was looking for a minute ago. Oh yeah, the PulseX. Yeah, I want to show you all this poll. I did a poll. This is like, I feel this community sentiment so much. Oh, by the way, yeah, this was kind of on the other point too, maybe from Ju Young's. 5 years ago, Hex just finished doing over 60x in less than 4 months. Bam! Look at that. Shout out to PulseChain John. I have a lot of great historical tweets and nuance and stuff from him as well. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. But yeah, I want to show you the poll for the PulseX one. Okay, all right, we're gonna take some side quests while we're here. This was Hexo made me think of this one, and he said even if Richard did a sack, I wouldn't do it, something like that. If Richard did a sack, which I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who say that, they may change their mind if Richard's like, all right, it appears there's a new sacrifice phase for a wallet I'm building. I'm pretty sure that the FOMO may overtake, and a lot of people probably would participate. I'm not saying I want that. I'm just saying like they could. But then this Jesus one, which I thought was pretty funny. Please, no more freedom of worship. Yeah. So AI, by the way, AI is very good. AI panel. Apply for the AI panel if you like. Also, people writing articles. There's another way you can do this. Write articles for X and stuff. Look at this, 36K views from Mark's article. Mark will also be speaking at the conference on day 2. I think he's the last one. Me and him, we're going to talk about PulseChain marketing. So that should be good. Shout out to Mark Wild. Wrote a book, still doing stuff. Pretty cool. I'll put this in the chat as well if you want to look at it. If you've not seen the Christmas video, by the way, I would suggest you do. It is pretty uplifting, pretty cool. By the way, it said 2025 is going to be amazing. Read in that as much as you want. I prepared for this my whole life. 2025 is going to be amazing. Pretty good. Pretty good. Return to the throne. Maybe return to the throne. Gosh, so many different memes and parodies and stuff too. Some of them are pretty funny. So if they're funny, then they're funny. Also, go real DeFi. Also, PulseChainApp.com. If you're confused on this, they're both the same. They're both the same link. So if you go to PulseChainApp.com, that is exactly the same as Go Real DeFi. Same website, just different link. Go Real DeFi is just gatekept on Twitter and stuff. So hopefully, knock on wood, PulseChainApp.com will be okay. But yeah, same exact one. All right, I'm going to eventually get to the PulseX one. I'll give you a sentiment check, because literally, I don't even know if it's more positive than negative. I was like, wow, people are so fuddy right now. There's a new word, fuddy, that they literally don't even want more conference. Let's see. I'll wrap up here in a minute too, but I will try to get to at least some of the rest of the chat. Almost there. There we go. Look at this. 43% do not want a PulseX conference. Like, how do you not want a PulseX? How do you not want as many conferences as possible? Like, that's my thinking. Like, I want as many conferences as possible. I'll put this in the chat. Let me know. Y'all want a PulseX conference? I feel like I want to do if I end up doing it, which I've literally thought about, like I may do it. We'll see how this conference goes. If it goes well, then I may do another conference, maybe in a couple months or so. But just the fact that many people don't want like, how do you not want another conference of PulseChain, Hex, PulseX, like whatever, Pump Tires conference, like whatever popular product, how do you not want that? How do you not want there to be more exposure for stuff like that? So that was like a sentiment check for me. I'm like, really? That many people, like, they don't even want to see people try to pump their bags more? That was a little odd to me. A little odd. By the way, Richard tweeted some. I'm going to get to chat in here in just a second about pump tire stuff. And that was pretty interesting. Things people care to check for when they inspect tokens. No admin key, no ability for anyone to mint, inflate supply, no ability for anyone to turn off transfers, taxes, fees, no proxy contracts, oracles, all that stuff. Again, this is some of these things. Again, Richard's not a dev. He literally said I'm not a dev somewhere in one of these tweets as well. Some of these things, there's a spectrum of devs use different features in order for upgradability or for some of the tokenomics or whatever it is. But you can see, the ones that he supports the most. And a lot of them are probably most like apply to most things. So anyways. Hex to $1 BRS. Let's go. Sounds pretty good to me. Hex to €1. Let's do it. Hex to, I don't know, I feel like Vietnamese dongs are not worth that much. So maybe more than a dong. I don't know. Is the hex? Let's see. $1 USD to 1 dong. Let's see what it's worth. So how do you not like just tell me the answer? I gotta say tell me for the AI to kick in? Do you give me a good answer? Oh my gosh. Tell me what, I don't know, how, what 1 dong is in USD. Was that so hard? Why'd I have to say it a different way? Come on, Google. Like, you really don't want to be replaced with AI. You got to start like kicking in some, like, there's gonna be 10 different ways you could say that. They should all get the same answer. But anyways, that is not the hex price of any hex. So got to be more than 1 dong. So yeah, dongs wouldn't be the one I'd want 1 hex to be worth, but dollars, euros, all that stuff, I would like that. Yeah. What's up, Archie? How's it going? I've round trip to 30 million USD. Oh, wow. 30 million USD hex bag. It's been a long 4+ years. Well, I'm glad you seem to be in good spirits there with the smiley face. So may you have the maddest of gains. 30 mil USD. Wow. That's hopefully you're benevolent well, and hopefully you're doing well. I mean, you can do whatever you want with your bags, but we're glad to have positive people, benevolent wells around, and hopefully you make some mad gains and get to live your dreams and all that good stuff. Just a guy. Deep respect to all hodlers hanging there. Shout out to Pulsicans. 4 years back, and the ones participating in SAC, of course. Yeah, this community rocks. I think it will. I think there's plenty of red candle syndrome, but plenty of winning to do. J Money, how's it going? J Money, Pulsing will win. That's right. All right. It's long-term game. Never bothered about the SAC price once I sacked. Once I sacked, that was it. But I used to but I used Hex at earned by a staking node. Cool. That is a better position than a lot too. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the new people don't care about SAC, right? The only people that care about SAC price, and again, not taking away, I'm not saying anyone, you shouldn't care about it, but just as a zooming out point of reference, like the only people that are that care about SAC price are the ones who SAC'd. The new people, the people we're going to attract that come in, they're going to get a good deal. Is that fair or not? Again, that's another question. It's like the world, life isn't fair. Like that's another thing. But like acting like PulseChain, there's something wrong or like it sucks or negative sentiment, all this stuff because it's below SAC price. New people don't. That means nothing to them. They didn't sacrifice. Anyone who didn't sacrifice doesn't care what the SAC price is. And if they buy low, just like hopefully everyone who wants to has the opportunity to buy low too, then that's the price they buy at. And then if it goes up, then that's the multiples they get. So I think that's a zooming out thing that I think is a good thing to do from time to time too, because a lot of people who are buying PulseChain or will buy PulseChain will not know or care about the SAC because they wouldn't have participated in it. A lot of people did. I know the price is down on the stuff too, but again, also a lot of people believe it's going to blast way past SAC price. So we'll see. All right. I can't get to all the comments, but I appreciate you all. Fast Abdul, how's it going, man? He'll be at the conference as well. Let's see. Yaveen, how's it going, Yaveen? Welcome. Again, just scrolling, can't answer everything. Appreciate you all. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you today. Again, just wanted to chat for a bit. Talk about a few things. A lot of cool stuff happening in the ecosystem. Again, if you want to speak at the conference, feel free to apply to speak. And it's filling up though. It's filling up. I don't know how many more submissions we can take. So no expectations. We got 40 to 50 speakers so far. I'll just drop the link in real quick if you all want to submit. And the conference schedule is out as well. Again, we got Crispy Man, Coffee, you got KG, SJ, Zenith, Nuclear, Herbs, Aubrey de Grey is going to be there, Longevity Panel, Top Gun, Triple Dad. Like we got, like I said, Fast going to be there. Ben Sierra also just added, who else? Dev Huey. Dev Huey is going to be there as well, talking Hex. Got the What the Hex panel, got an AI panel. Kong's going to be there. All kinds of great people. Cryptic Girl, Randy, everyone. So really, really fun stuff. Excited for that. Kicking off next Monday. So be there either if you'd like to attend, if you'd like to donate for prizes and stuff, or Day Out Media. I got a lot of cool AI stuff coming. A lot of great submissions from that. So very thankful that the community is helping with all that stuff. It literally just changed the thumbnail for the conference based on some art that was donated and all that. So shout out to that gentleman as well. And should be great stuff. So anyways, that's all I got for you today. Scivive and 5555. We're out.